Yes, everybody. How's everyone doing today? It's Egal Talks Football. We're back again with another video. Today we got the wonderful man himself, Hussam, who's going to be joining us. It is an Arsenal Liverpool preview, and I would rather have this preview with nobody else than my boy Hussam. Hussam, how you doing, my guy?
Big up, Egal. Thank you for having me. Big up everyone in the chat as well. Make sure you guys are liking and subscribing on your way in. And yes, it's Arsenal against Liverpool again. I don't know why I feel like we've played you 700 million times, to be honest.
You know why it is? Because we played in the League Cup. We played in the FA Cup. I've known you, I think, since that time when you messaged me on Twitter, like 2 years ago. It was 2 years ago, right?
Yeah. 3 years ago.
3 years ago.
2021
now. And since then, we played in every domestic cup, and I think we played each other in we played each other in every domestic cup.
Yeah, every domestic cup. We played in the Carabao Cup the year that we met. No, a year after we met, we played in the Carabao Cup, and then the year after we played in the FA Cup, and last season we played in the FA Cup again. So we keep meeting each other in the cups as well.
And we had an extra game because of it went to 0-0.
Possibly, but I don't recall, to be honest.
Remember, Jota got kicked in the chest. I was in Dubai on vacation. Xhaka got sent off, and the game ended 0-0. Everyone was so happy, and you guys were like, "These guys."
Yeah. I remember. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah,
the replay. Yeah.
It's crazy to think a couple years ago, if I were to tell you that Arsenal would have had better season than Liverpool, you would have just laughed at me. And then now, if you would have told me start of last season, you guys would have started this good, I wouldn't have believed it. Even you must be surprised with how well Liverpool have started this season, bro.
Egal. I think if you brought Slot to this preview, he'll tell you he'll be surprised with how well we started. Never mind Don Hussam. I think if you had Arne Slot himself in front of you right now, and there was no one watching, and you went like, Arne, are you shocked by what's happening right now? He'd go like, yes, I am shocked by what's happening right now. This is the best start from a Liverpool manager ever in history. Not Klopp did this, not Paisley did this, not Shankly did this. No one and Egal knows as well. You know, we've had in the history some unbelievable managers as well. Like I'm talking about, like when Liverpool were dominant, we had some of the Bob Paisley, one of the best managers of all time. You know, so like that's why for me, I'm telling you, I don't think anyone predicted this. I don't think the guy that backed Arne Slot the most would have predicted this. This is an unbelievable start, and this unbelievable start to the season, to be honest with you. And it has come unexpected, specifically given how our transfer window went. So I don't think the most optimistic Liverpool fan in the universe would have said that we're going to be top of the league, only one loss, top of the Champions League table as well. Let's not push that to the side. So we're top of both tables. So yeah, we're flying right now, and it's amazing to see.
One loss and 11 wins to start your first 12 games of the season. We no longer can just say it's down to fixtures. Yeah. You guys are looking like a juggernaut right now. But is there any chinks in the armor? Is there anything that you're concerned about, or is just everything's just so perfect right now?
I mean, it's difficult for me to find something to be concerned about, but I said this at the start of the season, and to be honest with you, the last two games of your club proved that is Arsenal and Liverpool have the same exact problem in terms of the front line. The playmaker and the goal scorer and the chance creator is the same person. That's why Arsenal without Saka look like shit. That's the reality in terms of going forward. That's why for us, the only concern would be Mo. Mo is him. At this point, any question marks regarding Salah, just end the stream. No need to question it. It's just pointless. That guy just continues to prove how elite he is, time and time again, playing at an unbelievable level again. Year 8, bro. This guy is performing at this level. He's just been absolutely elite. And the concern is, if Salah has had one bad game this season, Nottingham Forest. And that's the only game we lost this season. So the only way that like for us in the front line, we don't really create chances or like do anything is if Salah's not playing. It's kind of like if you watch did you watch the Leipzig game yesterday?
No, bro.
If you watched the Leipzig game yesterday, Slot substituted Salah off like 65th minute, something like that. As soon as you came off, our creativity went down 10 levels. Like this is a concern. Yes, it shows how amazing Salah is, 100%. But it's a concern in terms of like creativity wise. If he's not there, if he's not on it, it's a problem. That's why it's an issue for me. But defensively, we've been unbelievable. Our midfield is really good. Only concern is Soboslai in the final third. I feel like he's a lot more about the work rate and the press and the running around than he is really defending. And the other slight concern for the Sunday game, even though I do trust him, is Kelleher. Of course, I trust Kelleher. I reiterate, he's a fantastic keeper, but he's no Allison. Like that's the small concern for the game.
Man's
Wow.
talking about the NBA. Like, I don't have nothing to do with the Raptors right now. Let me live. As for guys saying I hate Liverpool, no, I don't hate Liverpool. Actually, I'm one of the people who were hoping Liverpool would beat Man City to the league if it wasn't for Arsenal last year. Hussam can attest to this. I personally think you guys are misconstruing me setting low expectations for you guys this season to hating you guys, because the reason why I had low expectations for you guys, you changed managers, you changed backroom staff, you changed personnel to a certain degree over the last 2 years, and now everything seems to be clicking. You got Gravenberch looking really good. You got all these players looking really good. And even Hussam said it himself. The manager himself would be surprised with how well you guys have started. I don't think this was expected. I think this is a little bit unexpected. And if you guys continue to keep it up, I'm going to say fair play. Right now, I can't. The thing is, Hussam, you probably still see my tweets, even though you're not always on Twitter like that. I tweeted something that got a lot of the Liverpool fan base pretty upset. I said, after your performance versus Chelsea, I said, I'm still not convinced by Liverpool. I'm not saying you guys are unbeatable. I think sometimes there's a famous quote. Things are not always as good as they seem, and things are not always as bad as they seem. You know what I mean? So when I'm saying that, you guys could be really playing really well right now, and you can still get got at the Emirates by Arsenal. It doesn't mean you're a bad team. It doesn't mean you're all of a sudden frauds. No. I just still believe Arsenal is a quality team and we can get at you guys, even though your defense has looked really good this season and you guys have been flying in the league.
I know some Liverpool fans even won't like me saying this, but it's the reality. At the end of the day, people are doing too much for this game, either side. Meaning, there are certain people who are giving Arsenal no chance whatsoever, and there are certain people who are giving like Liverpool as if we're playing like, like some random team. Bro, let's have a balanced conversation. And that's why, listen, Egal, I know Egal is like a chameleon. He can be shameless, and at the same time, he could talk ball when there's people talking ball. The truth of the matter is, of course, Arsenal have a chance. The game is at the Emirates. The game is a game that I'm not just going to the Emirates going like, oh my God, we are gonna slap the what of Arsenal. No one, like, I don't see a world in which that happens, because that's just not realistic. How can I exist in a world where I think that we're just gonna go to the Emirates and slap up Arsenal? That's just not real, bro. Like that's why I'm saying, for me, I am I'm like optimistic, but I'm cautiously optimistic type thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm cautiously optimistic. The reason why I'm cautiously optimistic is the following. Is because Arsenal are indeed a good side. Like, people want to act like suddenly Arsenal are dead. Arsenal is not a dead team, bro. Arsenal is not a dead team. Arsenal is not a crap team. Arsenal is not a team that I expect us to just go over there and slap. No, I don't expect that at all. That's why for me, I am very optimistic. I think this is a game where we have a chance to obviously put some, like, let's say, how can I say this? Put some distance between us and Arsenal, if you would like, in terms of like the title race and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, bro, this is a game where I am not gonna sit up here and act like we are just gonna slap, we are just gonna slap Arsenal, because that's just completely unrealistic. Yeah. And I'm not gonna sit up here and waffle. So yeah,
I think people expect you guys to do what you did to Man United to us. That's the way certain people are.
Yeah, speaking. But you're not Man United, so how can I expect that?
I know, but that's the way people are speaking, bro.
That's fraudulent. Then that's very fraudulent.
Can I tell you something? 547 days. That is the amount of days since a Big Six team has beaten us. 547 days, Hussam.
Yeah.
That just goes to show you how long it's been since we've lost a game, a competitive match versus another in the league. I'm talking about, not in any other competition, because we did lose to you in the FA Cup. But in the league, we didn't lose to you last year. We beat you and we drew. Then also you look at Man City, same thing. The last time we lost a game was when we were in the title race a year and a half ago, and we lost to City at their ground. That was the last time we lost a game against the Big Six team. We didn't lose against Tottenham. We've beaten them every single game since. We haven't lost to Manchester United. We've beaten them every game since. Chelsea, we drew and we beat them a couple times. And Man City, since we lost that game to them, we haven't lost a single game in any competition, let alone in the league. So I think people need to put a little bit more respect on our name, because yes, we played terrible versus Shakhtar. We still won the game. It could have been a 2-0 victory, but we missed a penalty. But still, I do believe Arsenal always step up for these games. Even at your best, we showed up and we stopped and we gave you guys problems at the Emirates. It wasn't like you always where you showed up and just got 3 points. I remember a game where Lacazette almost ruined your title race right there. We got 1 point from that game where he slotted it in late in the game. Took the ball off Alisson, slotted it in. Do you remember that? Hussam, is he there? Lacazette, last minute.
Is that the Anfield game? I swear.
No, at the Emirates.
No, that was the Anfield game where Lacazette missed 2 chances and Alisson saved them both.
No, I'm talking about the one that he won us. He got us the points at the end. He got us a point. We scored late in the game, and Lacazette equalized. And then from there, you guys couldn't get the 3 points, and you guys only lost the title by like 1 point that season, I think.
I think you're mixing up 2 games together, Egal. I'll be honest with you.
I remember a game.
The Lacazette game, the one that I remember where people were blaming Lacazette, is when Lacazette missed the 2 chances versus Liverpool at Anfield, and then we won that game 3-1. But yes,
no.
Listen, here's the thing: the last how many games? Probably the last 20 games. Last I checked, I think you won only 4 of them. So you haven't had like a good run versus Liverpool, you know. So you haven't had like a great run versus Liverpool. You haven't been amazing, but at the same time, this is a different side. Like you said, the results show it. That's why I'm not. I think I'm one of the few people that are going like on YouTube and not acting like it's gonna be an easy game where we're gonna slap Arsenal or any of that stuff. This is still going to be a very competitive game, a highly competitive game, a difficult game. Yes, a difficult game because it's away at the Emirates. It's not in our own backyard. If it was in our own backyard, they go like, okay, obviously I'd be a lot more confident. But right now, obviously this is a game that is at the Emirates. This is a game that won't be easy, That's why for me, I'm just sat here kind of just being a little bit optimistic, but cautiously optimistic. You get what I'm saying? So yes, I am optimistic. Yes, I am excited, but it's cautious excitement. It's not like, I'm sat here going like, we are gonna slap Arsenal and there is nothing that any of you could do about it. That's not how I feel about the game. So I'm not gonna sit up here and act like that's how I feel. I think this is gonna be a tight game. Arsenal will defend. Yep, Arsenal will defend. I think Liverpool have been a bit cautious defensively as well, so because it's both sides that are cautious, I don't think this game will be quote unquote entertaining and open and all that stuff. I think this is going to be a very cautious game.
I think we're going to see a situation where you guys are going to give us the ball and let us play. I think that's what's going to happen. I think it's going to be a situation where we're going to be the forward-thinking team in this game. I believe we are at home. The onus is on us. You're the away team. Really and truly, if you leave with a draw, you might be happy. Am I wrong? I feel like this game's almost like a must-win.
If we get a draw, that's a good result. No need to.
I'm looking at this and I'm saying we must win. And I know you might say that's arrogance, that's this. You have to look at it from our perspective. If you guys beat us, you set a ridiculous gap. What is it? 7 points? If we win, we bring it back to 1 point. We did that last year, I think, when we won the game, and we brought a 4-point gap, a 3-point gap back to a 0-point gap, and we're level. So we need to bring you back just a little bit closer to us because you guys have separated yourselves. But statistically, Hussam, we have been up there still performances-wise, and I think people are going a little bit too far with Liverpool are getting praised a lot, deservedly so, but Arsenal are getting criticized so much. We've only had 1 loss. We've had the same level of amount of losses as
I
you
think
guys.
the criticism is more from performances, though, not results.
But
Because
I think,
the performance, I saw what you said against Shakhtar. You're very shameless, Egal. That Shakhtar game, you had to criticize your club. That was the one time because that Shakhtar Donetsk is the type of team when they pull up to the Emirates, I'm expecting Arsenal to win by 5 goals, by 4 goals, slap them. But that's why the performance, despite you got the win, the performance is unacceptable. You can't rely on Raya save in the 90th minute to get you 3 points at home to Shakhtar. You can't. With Saka, without Saka, with Saliba, without Saliba, that game specifically, you'd expect a performance where you just slap them. This is not even like a tier 2 team or a tier 3 team. This is like a tier 4, tier 5 team. If Shakhtar Donetsk were in the Europa League, you wouldn't be surprised. That's why people are criticizing Arsenal right now.
The criticism is fair, but the over-the-top meltdown that the season's over, the team is trash, we've regressed as a football club. Calm the F down. No Saka, no Odegaard. Obviously, we're trying to figure out how to see if these guys can play together when we make some rotation. It didn't look great, but at the end of the day, we're missing a lot of these chances. We need to finish our dinner. We need to improve. I hear that. But I just don't think the grand conclusions of it being completely terrible or completely great is ridiculous to me. Yes, we're not amazing, but when we are playing well, sometimes I might go over the top, and people tell me calm down. But the same way, when we're looking shaky against Shakhtar, but we're still winning. When we look bad and we get a red card and we finally lose our first game in 6 months, bro, it goes in absolute hysteria. And I just think some of the things I've been hearing, Arteta out conversations again, saying all the players are shit once again, criticizing every single player, even people who have nothing to do with the performance. To me, it's just a little bit over the top. And yet, when I criticize this, people are going to say, well, it's deserved. What's deserved? Guys.
Were you disappointed when they didn't give Havertz the penalty?
100%. I'm saying to myself, Havertz could break a record, an Arsenal record that has stood for about, 8 to 9 years now. He had a chance to break it. Leandro Trossard took it. But guess what? These players...
And Havertz is a good penalty taker. He takes them for Germany as well.
Arteta trusts the players to make the right decision on the pitch. They made the wrong decision on the day. Leandro Trossard didn't look confident taking the penalty. And I just don't think the meltdown is worth it. One thing I do think is warranted, though, Mikel Arteta needs to be more brave. His lineups have been very cowardice in the sense that he has a young kid in Ethan who can do as close to the role that we would need from that 10 player or that attacking midfielder that can help us play a little bit better going forward. And he has not trusted him enough. I think he is good enough to start games, but he's only kept him in there as a backup and as a bench option off the bench and played Leandro Trossard. He's even played Mikel Moreno with Declan Rice and Thomas Partey. That is where I heavily criticize him. But people don't want to hear that, Hussam. People just want to laugh at the positives that I point out. And I do think it's fair to point out positives when Martinelli finally looks good. It's been so long he's looked
there are positives, but once again, the whole problem is a lot of the pain that Arsenal have caused is self-inflicted because of Saliba, the red card against Bournemouth, just unnecessary. The game against Brighton, the same. Even some people could say the same. The game against Man City, the same. But Arsenal are not a shit side. Arsenal are a very good side. Arsenal can still win the league, and the reason why, if we just analyze games using results and ignore the performances, there's a reason why if Arsenal win this game this Sunday, they're only 1 point behind Liverpool. And all of a sudden, everyone's going to act like Arsenal is good again. That's why I'm not changing my energy. I have my energy pre-game and post-game, the same energy, unless like we go to Arsenal and win 5-0, that's when I will say Arsenal are like out of it. But right here, right now, as things stand, one win this Sunday, and all of a sudden, Arsenal are a good side. Like everyone will come on YouTube and act like Arsenal is a good team and blah, blah, blah. But me, I believe it regardless, even before the game. Arsenal are still a good side. It's not going to be an easy game. That's why I'm looking at the long-term picture. If Liverpool get a draw at the Emirates, it's not the end of the world. It's a good result, because the methodology has always been the same, which is away at your title rivals, get a draw, at home, get a win. Very simple. People want to change now and switch it up to suit their narratives, suit their agendas. The truth of the matter is, this is the reality. It's from the beginning, from when football started. The thing that always gets you over the line is draw away and win at home. Very simple. Draw away, win at home. That's completely the logic. So for me, if offered the draw at the Emirates right now, I take it because the draw is a good result for us. And at the same time, I expect us to beat Arsenal at Anfield. That's how you win league titles. That's why as well, people who act like Arsenal drawing at the Etihad is a bad result or it's bad mentality, just waffling. I take a draw at the Etihad right now if offered it as well. So obviously there are three title contenders. There are three teams going for the title. Away from home, you take a draw, and at home, you want to beat them. And people are acting like Arsenal are rubbish. One win, and they're literally 1 point behind us. Like, we can't act like Arsenal are a trash side and they're garbage. They literally finished second last season and second the year before. So, like, they've obviously been building up to something. However, Liverpool is your nightmare scenario, both in the short term and the long term. Because if we win this Sunday, heads will be gone.
Yeah.
Your fan base will be gone. And you could even say some of your players' heads might be gone if you're already 7 points behind in October. But the scenario from hell for you is if Liverpool win the league. If Liverpool win the league in Arne Slot's first season without signing anyone, then I think everyone has the right to be Arteta out. The same exact second that Liverpool lift the Premier League title. Because then...
What have I said to you on your channel before about this?
Yeah, you said if Liverpool win the league, you're going to be Arteta out.
I think it's there is only a few things that I would say is unacceptable from Mikel Arteta and this Arsenal team. And one of them I would say is for another team to overtake us to the league title in the case that Man City don't win it. Because we are the team this season, going into the season, that we're the most equipped, the most ready, and everything else. And a new manager has been able to come into Liverpool and not only take what Klopp did, but better it by going on to win the league his first season. I'm sorry, that's unacceptable.
Yeah. So you're keeping the same energy, but I think performance-wise, you can criticize Arsenal this season, but this analysis of acting like Arsenal are crap, it just doesn't run. Just doesn't
and
run.
Also, and can we have some context though? Because if we do lose to Liverpool, I will understand the meltdown a lot more. Because now there's title implications that are directly involved too, and we're at home. Expectations are a thing, but the factor that we have not been playing good football. We had 3 games with 10 men. The fact that we are not scoring a bunch of goals. Well, we went to City away, we went to Aston Villa away, we went to Tottenham away. We're not expected to beat those teams by 3-4-0. Yes, we drew to Brighton and Bournemouth, 10 men in both those games. We conceded 2 goals to Leicester. I'm not going to lie to you. We should have scored 10 in that game. The goalkeeper was amazing. That was on us. I put that fully on us. You can criticize us for that game. The Wolves game, it's first game of the season. Who really has an amazing first game of the season and smashes somebody 6?
No, you were very good against Wolves. You were very good against Aston Villa. You were very good against PSG. That game as well in the Champions League.
PSG was our best
in the Carabao Cup. You dealt with you handled business. You were very good against Manchester City. Very, very good against Manchester City. Who else have you played this season? Because I remember Bournemouth, you weren't good.
Brighton. Atlanta, we just played defensive for the whole game.
Yeah, Brighton, I think you were good until the red card.
Yep.
Because Brighton had no sniff. Who else?
Overall, I think this squad is good. I think this squad is better than Liverpool's. I don't know.
There's more good games than bad games.
Forget about the games for a second. The actual squads. People are telling me your team is so superior to ours because of how you've been performing this season. And Gravenberch has been a revelation for you guys. And I got to give you credit. He has absolutely changed his form at Liverpool. And this season, he's become one of the best midfielders in the league with his performance.
I think we have a better starting 11, but you have a better squad.
That's what I'm saying. I think we have a better squad. I think you guys have individual players that are one of the best in their position in the world, like Alisson, Van Dijk, Mo Salah, Trent. We know you have 4 players that are elite in there and one of the best in their league in their position. Then you have guys like McAllister, Gravenberch looking really good, and Luis Diaz. Bro, Luis Diaz had me singing his song. His song is pretty good.
He came from Barrancas. I'm not gonna sing
it. I posted on Instagram. It got like 1 million views. I was like, what the fuck? All you Liverpool fans supporting.
Yeah, bro. Big up. Listen, I was wanted in Colombia. I'm no longer wanted now. I'm good.
They love you, eh?
I'm
So
good. I'm good with level there
your,
now.
your squad is better, but you have individual players that are much better than ours.
Yes, we have a better starting 11, but you have the better squad. There is no listen. That's what I honestly believe. You have better defensive line depth. You have better midfield depth, and we have the better forward line depth. That's
Who
the
has the
honest.
better manager?
Who has the better manager? I mean,
Yeah,
right now, obviously, because Slot hasn't done it enough, we'd have to say Arteta. But Slot hasn't done. Slot has been here 10 games, like, so I cannot say anything yet. Who's more successful than Slot? Yes, but if I'm saying right now who's the better manager, I cannot claim that Slot is a better manager right now because it's not enough time yet. Yeah.
Interesting. Honestly, is there even a point of doing combined 11s anymore? Because I feel like we kind of know who would get into both of our combined 11s. Alisson's not fit, but you'd have to put Raya in there, right?
Yes, even though Kelleher is a very good player, so it has to be David Raya. And I think David Raya actually, and you have to acknowledge when a player improves. I think David Raya has improved tenfold this season. He's taken it to an even other level, and you could tell once and for all, like you could tell now once and for all, honestly, why you got rid of Ramsdale. So
he looks so much better than what Ramsdale
he's
was.
so much better than Ramsdale. Ramsdale is conceding goals at his near post, left, right, and center. So obviously you made the right decision getting rid of Ramsdale. So that's why I'm saying it's a good signing to sign David Raya, and he's been very good this season. I think it's David Raya is you could have a conversation between Raya and Ederson now, just not add Alisson.
Let's say so we know Mo Salah's in. We know Salah's in.
Yeah, just get the big three from Liverpool in there, so we don't have to.
I'm putting Saliba. What is going on here? Why is this thing acting up? He's putting Saliba as a center back.
You
know when I typed in Salah. Next thing you know, it went to Saliba. Default.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Salah is in.
Trent is in. I put Van Dijk in.
Yep. Some are just obvious, to be honest with you.
You know the crazy thing is, I would rather put Gabriel than Saliba this season.
A lot of people have been saying that, to be honest with you. It's up to you, but me personally, I still think, despite his mistake against Bournemouth, I still say Saliba is the better defender.
Let's just be fair, based on the fact that he's not going to be playing this game. Van Dijk, does he play on the left also?
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, let's just keep it at Saliba. So are we going to put Alisson then?
No, because Alisson's not available. But if he was available, then it is Alisson.
Okay, but we put Saliba in there. So how are we putting Saliba in there if he's not going to play for the game?
You could put Gabriel, just put Virgil on the right.
All right. Virgil plays on the right? He's ever played for you?
Play anywhere. He's Virgil van Dijk.
Yeah, that's true. He's a baller still. I'll tell you this, man. Everything changed when he joined your club. Everything changed.
Van Dijk.
He and because people credited Fabinho, but the real truth is him and Alisson joining at the same around the same time, like 6 months around each other. That changed the whole fortune of your club. Yeah. Left back, can we put Timber? Timber's going to be fit for this game.
Who says who?
I think Timber's going to be back. They said reports yesterday that Saka is expected to be back, and Timber could be as long as Timber could be a late addition.
Yeah, then I'd say Timber. That's fair.
Everything, all signs are showing that Saka's going to play. Calafiori's 100% out. What else is there? So yeah, Bukayo Saka is going to be playing. He's going to most likely be featuring. He will be available. It's been reported by Sam C reports. As for Timber, I seen a report yesterday saying that both Saka and Timber are trying to get back. We've gotten the okay for Saka. We still haven't gotten the okay for Timber, but a lot of people are already like penciling him in their lineups. So
if Timber is not available, then it's Robertson.
Okay. I'm just going to put Robertson. Has Robertson been good? I know you used to hate on him a lot last year. You're criticizing
good
him a lot.
Defensively, but going forward, still the same problems. Nothing has changed going forward.
Okay. Havertz in the 10. I mean, did Saka get into this team? I think Saka's been better than Salah.
No, he hasn't been better than Salah.
Saka has been better than Salah. Saka has produced more than Salah.
Yes, but Salah has been winning us games by himself.
Saka has been winning us games too.
You can put. Who did you just put?
Havertz.
Yeah, that's fair. Left wing. Yeah, who are you putting?
Yes.
Diaz.
Where does Saka go? Saka's not in this team.
Saka's not fit.
Saka's gonna be fit for the game.
If he's fit, put him left wing then.
Okay.
Because he's better than the others.
Okay, fair. So, and then what's the midfield three gonna be? Because
based on this season,
Ryan
Gravenberch, of course, he has to be there. Ryan Gravenberch has to be there.
How do you spell his name?
Graven. Yep, right there. And now this is where it's interesting. Szoboszlai doesn't get in.
I'm putting Partey as a nominee.
Yeah, I don't think Rice has been good enough this season. So the three that I would put is I'd put Gravenberch, Partey, and McAllister. That's the correct midfield right there. He's been better than Rice this season. Hasn't been on it. He single-handedly cost you a game against Brighton.
Rice has not been on job. So we're saying McAllister.
Yeah, because obviously it's not going to be Szoboszlai, is it?
I'm not going to lie to you. I agree. Because Declan Rice, yes, he got sent off for his Bournemouth. Odegaard's been injured. And Moreno hasn't even barely kicked the ball for us. And Partey has been our best midfielder this season. Gravenberch has been one of the best midfielders in the league. And McAllister, that's fair. Havertz is in the team. Saka's in the team. The only thing that people would say is playing Saka out of position is a little bit unfair.
It's not out of position because I'd rather have Saka left wing than any of the others. Who are you going to put? Martinelli? He's been on and off. Trossard has been on and off. Diaz, yes, he's had a fantastic start to the season, but not as good as Saka. So that's the correct lineup, I think. Yeah, exactly. Gravenberch, Partey, McAllister. This is fair right here. I have no problem with this. Obviously, maybe if Timber was fit, you'd take out Robertson, put Timber, and if Alisson was fit, you'd take out Raya, put Alisson. That's it. But other than that, it's quite straightforward, to be honest with you.
Regardless, it's going to be, what is that, 5 and 6?
Yeah, we have a better starting 11. That's what I said. But squad depth, I'd still say Arsenal is better.
Cool. Okay, let's go to the next part of the video. Big up everyone in the chat, though. Do me a favor, please do hit that like button right now. It's absolutely free. It helps the channel massively. And also vote in the poll. Let me know who you think is going to win. Is it going to be a draw? Is it going to be an Arsenal win? Is it going to be a Liverpool win? Right now, there's been about 46 votes and 51% are saying Liverpool win. It's just going to show you. And Hussam, I believe when people doubt us, we usually do get these results, especially at home. So I don't want to see anybody coming out here saying some crazy stuff like.
I've had a lot of Arsenal fans that are not confident at all. So many Arsenal fans speak to me. I did a preview with Troops earlier on, and he's telling me like he's shitting it.
Yeah, Troops was talking to Dan Potts and thing I was watching. He was saying 2-2. He's not confident. Dan is not confident. A lot of people are not confident. But the reason being, Hussam,
Dan Potts messaged me yesterday. He's like, "You're gonna beat us on Sunday." I'm like, damn,
because it's because of our injuries and our expected lineup.
If you bring Zinchenko against Salah, khalas, it's curtains.
There's a better chance of Miles Lewis-Skelly starting at left back than Zinchenko.
If you start Zinchenko against Salah, it's curtains. It's over.
What about Miles Lewis-Skelly, 18-year-old?
Have some shame, Egal. Against Salah, well, I have some shame. You know, it's just.
We need recovery pace.
It's just not there. It's just not there. Salah has him still. If you bring up Zinchenko, then I'm a lot more confident. Then it's gonna be barbecue chicken. Big up Shaquille O'Neal.
Okay, how about this? What if we play Partey right back versus Luis Diaz and play Timber left back versus Mo Salah? Still as bad?
Timber, of course, is a lot better than Zinchenko.
No, what about Partey versus Luis Diaz?
Then Partey gets cooked.
So we're screwed either way. Do we play?
Yeah, but there's levels to being screwed. Zinchenko versus Salah is top level.
Or do we play Declan Rice as a centre back?
If you play Zinchenko against Salah, guaranteed we're gonna score.
Bro, Zinchenko's not touching the pitch. I don't believe he's touching.
I don't know why you're so confident about it.
I don't believe Zinchenko's going to touch the pitch.
If there is no Calafiori and no Timber,
I think Timber's going to be back. Okay, I think Timber's going to be back. I think Ben White and Timber are going to play as the fullbacks, and I think worst case scenario, he goes with the centre back pairing of Kivior and Gabriel, or Declan Rice and Gabriel. I don't want to see a situation where Partey is going up against Luis Diaz, Zinchenko, or Kivior, or any of those guys are going up against Mo Salah.
The smart thing for us to do would be play counter attack, because if you have those two center backs and Nunes is running in behind, then it's gonna be a long day for you. So,
but we're gonna have to stop the wide channels. I would rather take the sacrifice in what do you call it, in the center back position than have the wide channels beat us, because you score majority of your goals from Mo Salah or Luis Diaz. You don't score majority of your goals from your striker position. And Jota, is he injured?
Jota, yeah, I think Jota might be out in the game.
What's your lineup situation looking like? Everything's perfect?
I can tell you our lineup from now. It's not going to be a shock. Kelleher, Trent, Van Dijk, Konate, Robertson, McAllister, Gravenberg, Szoboszlai, Salah, Nunez. The only question is Diaz or Gakpo. I think he probably goes with Diaz for this one. So that's it. There is no shock. Like, the only position is going to be either Diaz or Gakpo. That's the only question. Other than that, it's not going to be a shock. Like, I already know my starting 11. Slot is not going to change it around. He's not going to play around with the lineup. We already know what our strongest lineup is. We already know, like, our strengths and everything. So, yeah, I don't expect... Our true weakness is Szoboszlai in the final third. That's our true weakness. Anytime Szoboszlai get the ball in the final third, he just doesn't do anything with it. But in terms of running around, like, you know, maybe someone to press a Declan Rice, someone to press a player like that, then yes, like, I think it's a thing. So for me, I'm optimistic, but cautiously optimistic, because I'm not gonna act like those people online who are acting like we're going away to Old Trafford, you know, or we're going away to Spurs, like one of the shit sides in the league. No, we're going away to Arsenal, so it's a tough game. That's why for me, you give me a draw right now, I take it. Except if Zinchenko starts against Salah, then I don't take a draw. That's the one time I don't take a draw. You don't understand how much of a weakness it is to have Zinchenko again. Bro, Salah destroyed him in pre-season. Never mind.
I seen that, and I don't think Arteta is going to play him, because Arteta had the chance to play him yesterday. The other day, versus Shakhtar, to come on off the bench, and instead he played Miles Lewis-Skelly there rather than saying, there's no way we're going to do the same situation and give Mo Salah that advantage, because you know what it is. One pass to Mo Salah, he slammed dunking it on his head. But
Zinchenko said it in the interview himself. He was like, if he gets space against me, I'm finished. He said it himself.
I don't know what Arteta is going to do to cover Saliba, because it's a situation where the one thing I thought, Hussam, I would not have to worry about this season is left back. We have Timber, Calafiori, Kivior, Zinchenko. Friggin', we have a youngster in Miles Lewis-Skelly. We have Tomiyasu, the formerly known as Tomiyasu, who I don't know if he's played for us in a year or not, because the guy is always inexistent. He played a couple of minutes for Southampton and got injured again. Crazy. And then Kieran Tierney, who's also injured. So how is it that the position where we have the most squad depth, we have a selection problem going into the Liverpool game? It's a crazy thing to have.
It definitely is a crazy thing to have, because you wouldn't expect it, to be honest with you. You would not expect that Arsenal have a problem defensively, because and I said this earlier on as well. I was like, listen, Arsenal were ready for any defensive injuries. Arsenal were ready to go. Defensive injuries, Arsenal was ready. But then in the end, it just didn't work out for you, because now as well, like, the thing is, let's not forget, if Saliba was fit, he's starting this game. So it's Saliba and Gabriel. Now you play left back Kivior, right back Ben White, you're good. The problem is that Saliba got sent off last game. And because Saliba got sent off last game, you put yourself in this position. That's exactly why when Saliba got sent off, I was asking the $1 million question. Why did Saliba get sent off? Why against Evan Nielsen? And this is the argument that I was making earlier on. I was like, bro, the person running through on goal was Evan Nielsen. The person running through on goal was not Haaland for you to have to bring him down, or Salah, or even Adama Traore, you know, someone who's really quick. It was literally Evan Nielsen. That's why it shocked me. It shocked me personally. I was like, bro, Saliba, you're supposed to be the Rolls Royce. It's not how a Rolls Royce behaves. But yeah, I think he cost you that game.
I think.
What do you think of Mugi's comment? The last one. Center back Rice. What do you think of it?
It gives us the most cover defensively. Declan Rice as a center back in Saliba's situation. You have Ben White naturally on the right.
And so give me your lineup then.
Okay, so with Ben White, I would play. First of all, it would be Raya in goal, of course. Right back would be Ben White, Declan Rice, center back with Gabriel Magalhaes, and then you have Timber. Midfield three would be Partey, Moreno, and Trossard. Then the front three would be Saka, Havertz, and Gabriel Martinelli. And I think that basically our lineup would be the exact same. You're just replacing Saliba with Mikel Moreno.
And if Saka and Timber aren't fit, then what's your lineup?
If Saka and Timber are not fit, we have to pray. You're playing You're playing Gabriel Jesus, in my opinion, as the right winger. You're playing Gabriel Jesus as a right winger because I don't trust Sterling or anybody else in that position. And you're playing, if Timber's not fit, you're either going to have to play Kivior. No, you're not playing Kivior. You're going to play either Miles Lewis-Skelly at left back, or you're going to have to play. You're going to have to do Miles Lewis-Skelly at left back. Yeah.
Or Zinchenko. Say it, Egal. Why?
I don't trust Zinchenko in this game. Maybe because we have a lot of the ball.
Do you think Arteta trusts him though?
He didn't play him in the last game. If he trusted him and expected him to play versus Liverpool, you would think he would give him some minutes.
Hey, I hear it. That's fair. That's
he
fair.
Didn't give him any minutes. That's the thing. That's what has me concerned. That's what really, really has me concerned. But Hussam, if I were to say one thing about Liverpool, I still believe you guys are going to fall off. And people are going to call me a hater. I still believe this right now. You guys are playing so well. Everything's going so well. This could be a crossing road in the sense that this could be the beginning of you guys coming down to earth a little bit from your hot start to the season. In the case, if you lose to Arsenal, you now maybe have another loss under your belt, and you now have like a little bit of the wind out of your sail. You were flying so high, everything was going so well, and now players maybe start to question themselves, or little things start happening, and you maybe try to make tweaks and it doesn't work. But another thing that could happen is if you win this game, you could get an era of invincibility from your team, and your team could just go on and go strength to strength and go on to win this league.
I mean, it is a double-edged. So I hear where you're coming from, but I'm not putting my team out of the title race if we lose away at the Emirates. That's why I'm saying the pressure is more on you. You're the one that has to win this game. If we get a draw, then fine, calm. We get a draw. It's not that deep. Like, I'm not going to sit up here and cry. Even if we lose, like, okay, I don't want to lose. But if we do lose, then we're still ahead of you by a point. So it's not that bad. Plus, we've won 10 out of 12 games. Also, it's not that bad. So that's a positive. But regardless, it's that's why I'm telling you, this is why, Egal, at the start, what did I say? People are doing too much results-based analysis, not looking at the performances, not looking at the overall picture. At the end of the day, we're sat here acting like Arsenal is the worst team in the world, but if you win, you're only 1 point behind us. Now, if you lose and you're 7 points behind us, okay, that's when everyone should panic. I accept it. This is fair, you know? But there's a lot of things that can happen during the season. God forbid, injuries, different things that happen, you know. If Liverpool go and address what they need to address in January, then okay, fair. I'm in it till May. But right now, for us, it's way too early.
Who do you play after Arsenal, the next 2 games?
We have Brighton in the Cup after Arsenal.
And then in the league, do you know?
Brighton again at Anfield.
Brighton again?
So we're playing Brighton twice, and then we have Leverkusen, we have Aston Villa, and then we have the international break.
Oh, you guys are kind of lucky. Before that, Real Madrid run is coming up in a bit. End of November, that run is going to be crazy for you guys. We actually play Newcastle after you, I think, if I'm not mistaken, in the league. And then after that, after the international break, coming
League
back,
Cup or League?
In the league, we play Newcastle.
What do you play in the Carabao Cup?
It's Preston, so we kind of have a little bit of a break. So we play Preston after this game versus Liverpool, then we play Newcastle, then we play Inter, and then we go play Chelsea, and then there's the international break.
So yep. These next 4 or 5 games for both my club and your club, it's either like you know, a very good.
We just gotta weather the storm,
or it's a problem, yeah. With the Saka injury though, like if he's not there, then like as well, because that's why, and Egal knows this, in all these arguments always with Foden, with Palmer, There's a reason why I always back Saka, because I know that Saka carries the forward line, he carries his team. That's why for me, I'm looking at Bukayo Saka and I'm like, listen, you could tell that when he doesn't play, Arsenal struggle to create. I was on a stream earlier on with Northside and I was telling him, you can't blame Havertz. You have to blame Arteta for not creating enough chances for Havertz. For not having a team out there enough for creativity. That's why for me, I'm optimistic, but cautiously optimistic. I'm not optimistic to the level where I'm like, we're gonna slap Arsenal. No. I'm optimistic, but cautiously optimistic, because I know that Arsenal can turn up. I know that Arsenal will turn up. And Arteta said it before. What did he say in his press conference? He said, I promise you this is going to be a different Arsenal. So I know for a fact they're not just going to mess around. They're going to turn up, and we'll see what happens. And by the way, the Premier League is full of surprises. What if, and this is why I tell you always, Egal, like, sometimes people do too much either side. Let's assume Man City draw with Southampton 1-1, because Southampton are a little bit Man City's bogey team, and Man City have been playing like ass. And then Arsenal beat Liverpool 2-1, as an example. Then everyone is going to act like, all of a sudden, Arsenal are amazing again, and everyone's going to act like, oh yeah, they have a chance to win the league. But I said this pre-game as well. I still think Arsenal have a chance to win the league. I still think Arsenal are a very good side. So I'm not changing my energy. That's why, if you tell me, Hussam, right now, 0-0 draw, do you take it? I say yes. Because in the long run, a draw away at the Emirates is a good result. That's it.
Fair. I think Arteta is crazy to go out there and just say what he said, but at the same time, I like it. He's backing the team, he's backing the boys, and he's kind of right. Hussam, we do always tend to show up in these games. Maybe they weren't as motivated. I heard Julian from AFTV said something crazy, like they weren't motivated by Shakhtar, but they're gonna definitely be motivated versus Liverpool. That's not a good mentality, but it is true. Sadly, it is true. These guys are gonna definitely be
in the NBA a lot.
Yeah, you know when you got a nationally televised game on a Thursday, TNT in the NBA on you're gonna
didn't the 73 win Warriors lose to the Magic? I swear, Orlando Magic. I swear.
Yeah, they did. The Warriors lost to the Magic. I think MJ even lost to Charlotte or something like that.
Yeah.
It's supposed to show you even great teams can lose, but hey, we got to deal with referees. We got to deal with things. And the funny thing is, I don't want to talk about referees right now, but we'll talk about that on another day. Referees are just a joke in the league. We know this. We know this, bro. We know this, and the media and everything, they try to lie to people. They made a fake article about Man City getting the harshest treatment from referees.
No one believes that. Eye test never lies.
And then you look at the stats, and it says the Man City have the least amount of yellow cards, second least amount of yellow cards. Liverpool actually have the least yellow cards in the league, and then they have the least red cards.
Yeah. Listen, I know that Man City get favoritism. I've seen it from the beginning. I've called it out from the beginning, and my opinion doesn't change. Man City get favoritism decisions from the referee. They always have done, and it hasn't changed even this season. Any 50-50s on the pitch, anything that could swing momentum, some big decisions. I don't recall the last time a big decision in a big game went against Manchester City. That's why for me, I keep the same energy. I still think Manchester City get favoritism by referees, honestly, and I won't change my mind.
Big up on Gary O'Neill for speaking about it. Don't let them silence you. You're allowed to have your opinion as long as you don't say anything illegal. And this is what I was saying. Timber is a late call, reported from Samuel McBell. So hopefully it's true. But yeah, we're gonna end it off with the prediction. Hussam, I know you got to go to Northside's channel. I'm just gonna say I'm still confident we're gonna win. I believe you guys are good enough where you're gonna come to our house and still score. I don't think we're gonna keep a clean sheet. I'm gonna go 2-1 Arsenal victory. And I think it's going to be a situation where you guys score first, put pressure on us, and we come roaring back to win it 2-1.
I think the game is going to end 0-0. Wow. I think this is going to be one of the most boring games in the whole season. I don't think it's going to be exciting or entertaining. I think this game is going to be really dead, to be honest with you. And that's why I say this game ends 0-0. Unless Salah
we have the highest scoring fixture in the Premier League's history.
Yes, but you look at the history of our managers. Arsene Wenger, you've got Arteta when he wanted to attack in the past. You've got Jurgen Klopp. You've got always offensive thinking managers. So it was a bit different that game. Now, This is the first time ever where both of us kind of have more defensive type of coaches. So I say 0-0. Unless you bring Zinchenko or Miles Skelly to Salah, then it's a different game. So that's what I'm saying.
Hey, Miles Lewis-Skelly won't have to play if Timber is available. Anyways, I don't know what the lineup's going to be. The most entertaining thing is going to be the lineup on Sunday. I'll be speaking to you on A-listers on Monday, inshallah. After I get home, I'm gonna have a busy weekend, guys. Hussam, you enjoy yourself. I appreciate you coming on. I hope everyone enjoyed this video, and please do hit that like on the video. And we're out of here, people. Hussam, you're gonna go do you got a video later tonight?
No, I only have Man United hate watch.
Man United hate watch. Anyways, we're out of here, people. Oh, we got one super chat before we go.
Big up to you, Proctologist.
Big up to you, Proctologist. He says, please beat Liverpool and Amber Rose. Thank you. What?
And Amber Rose beat Liverpool when we lost the league title because of a Rodri handball. Have some shame talking about Liverpool.
Who's he calling Amber Rose?
Yeah, and who's Amber Rose?
Is he calling McAllister Amber Rose?
There's no one.
Oh my God. He's calling Arnie Slot Amber Rose.
That's the only one bald in our team, to be fair. There you are. You're calling Slot Amber Rose. Well, I have some shame.
That is a new one.
Man's calling Slot Amber Rose. Good one.
It took me a moment to clock it. Anyways, we're out of here, people. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed this video. Hussam, it's great. Hopefully, I catch you on Monday, inshallah. And we're out of here, people. Love for the love. We're gone.